Hello, everyone. I think I'm visible and audible. Welcome to the very last session of GDSC RCCIIT for the session of 2021-2022. And thanks to everyone for joining in. I, Gautami Sinha, will be your host for today. And this year, being a part of GDSC RCCIIT has been a very unique experience. And I guess that applies for all of us here. It was the first time that our college had its very own Google Developer Students Club, and that too during a pandemic situation. But now I guess that a year has gone by too fast, and that we are here at the wrap up session. But relax. We might be wrapping it up, but this is not a permanent end to the club. So, Shipratik, can you show the next slide? Okay. So, how did GDSRCCIT come to be? It was basically the idea from seniors who are now our alumni. They gave us the idea that actually we can have this kind of a club in our college and that it will actually benefit us. So the club was officially established on July 23rd, 2021, with our team lead, five core team members, and Mr. Orukuman Bhattacharjee as our faculty advisor. Since then, we have grown to impact around 800 plus members on the GDSC event platform, and we have 500 plus community members on Discord. And I guess by this you can understand that we actually did connect, learn, and grow. Moving on to the next slide, Shipratik. Okay. The vision of GDSC RCCIT. The primary idea behind the club was to bridge the gap between being a novice learner and practical implementation in a peer to peer learning environment. From my personal experience at the beginning, I met people who asked me questions like how to install an app or probably, how to use a particular app. But from there, I have seen people to nailing their particular fields of interest and being a very important asset to GDSC RCCIT. And so I think it's not bad to ask for help when you need it. Moving on to the next slide. Shipratik, could you please change the slide? Okay, so we will be talking about the events that the club has organized over the year. So the first session or the first webinar that we had was the orientation and info session, where we told people what the club is all about and what we have in store for them from the club's end. And we remember getting questions like, is this an internship? So we did laugh at your innocence, but we did love your enthusiasm. And for the next event, Shipratik, next slide, please. Okay, next we had 30 days of Google Cloud. It was a month-long Code Labs based cloud learning campaign, and the finishers did get swags. And I remember particular one person asking me the question, "Ami back paboto?" So I hope you did get your swags at last. And talking about the other event, moving on to the next slide. Okay, so next we had understanding open source on Git and GitHub. So I remember that many of you had confusions regarding how to use Git or GitHub. And so this session was meant to familiarize you with the basics of GitHub. And this actually helped you guys to participate in Hacktoberfest. So I think we have the names of winners here for Hacktoberfest, don't we? Shipratik, can we move on to the next slide? Yes. So I would like to congratulate the winners for Hacktoberfest, rather the top contributors for Hacktoberfest. That is Bartik Maiti, Advaita Shaha, and Aurithra Bilal. Congratulations to all of you. And next up, Shipratik, next slide, please. We had events on cybersecurity under the name of Understanding Cybersecurity, the Hacker Mindset. Um, I think the highlights of the event was to unlock a Windows system without password. I think you guys do remember that. We actually also have the recorded video on YouTube if you do follow our YouTube channels. I hope you do. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, understanding robotics. This was the first offline event that we did organize, and we were marveled at your response. Like, we did receive more response than we expected to, and thank you guys for that. And all the volunteers, you did a great job. And let's see some glimpses from the same event in the next slide. Yes, so these are some of the glimpses that we see from the event. And thanks to our alumni for granting our request. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Next, we organized a session on the solution challenge. It was an introductory session where solution challenge was basically a global scale hackathon for all GDSCs. And it was the session where we familiarized you with what it is all about and what you can gain from the challenge and all. And moving on to the next slide. We had programs, rather multiple sessions on competitive programming. The first one being an introduction about the competitive programming and data structures and algorithm. And next up, we had a competition for the same. And the winners that we have for the competitive programming competition were, moving on to the next slide, Vaibhav Jaiswal, Advaita Shaha, and Shurjendu Pal. Once again, congratulations to all of you. Advaita, you're becoming quite popular, I see. And okay, next slide, please. Again, congratulations to all the winners. Next up, we had Flutter Festival. The Flutter Festival was also here. I think we did multiple sessions on the same. And here, what you learned was the basics of Flutter to create applications. And I think Shaurya was your Flutter facilitator, and I think that he really did a great job there. Okay, and next slide, please. Okay, this was the last event that we did organize under GDSC RCCIIT. That was in collaboration with TechTricks. It was a grand hackathon, and your solutions actually did impress us. So we have winners for this as well. So can we move on to the next slide? All right. So the winners were Rishadip Chatterjee, Shulogna Roy, Deboshmita De, Shanundu Chondo, Moina Khajra. Congratulations to all of you. And mind you, all the winners will get an email shortly as to where and when to collect your prizes. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Okay, their team name was Skyhawks. Skyhawks, congratulations. All right. So as we have summed up the complete, like what we have done in the year and the sessions, the webinars that we have done. So let's hear from our club members. So the core team rather. For the core team, we had Shohit De, who is our cybersecurity lead, Shoham Shorkar, who is our web and app lead, Ahon Bandopadhyay, who is our ML and robotics lead, Shogato Das, who is our competitive programming lead, and I, Gautami Sinha, who is your PR and outreach lead. So I would like to request each one of you to say a few words. So would you like to start, Shohit?
Yeah, sure. Can we move to the next slide, please? So I guess I wouldn't be reintroducing myself again. So I'm the cybersecurity lead for this particular session. It was a great pleasure and a great opportunity that I got when I was asked by Supratik to take charge of the cybersecurity team. And well, this opportunity really did impact me in a great way. So first of all, it was insanely fun for me to try and get out of my comfort zone and try teaching you about all the security stuff I've come to know over the years and share my experiences with you. I had a lot of fun organizing my events and sharing what I've learned, and hope that you picked some of it up and got interested in this particular field, because up till now I hadn't seen a lot of interest in terms of our college students in the field of cybersecurity. So I hope I made the changes which were needed so that people actually notice and consider this line of work. And well, I also had a great run studying myself, because you have to study yourself before you can teach others. So that was great. And I guess the mutual feeling of achievement is shared by you all as well, when you got the uh, guidance you needed. And I hope I lived up to what I signed up for. Thank you. Gautam, you can move on to the next person.
All right, thank you, Shohit. Now I'd like to request Shogato to say a few words.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So, hello everyone. I am Shogata Das, your CP lead of GDSC RCCIIT Tech chapter. So, it's been a long year since our club got created, and thanks to this opportunity for this CP lead, for this leadership role. So actually, it is a unique and exciting opportunity for me as well, as before that I did not receive any opportunity like for a big team, the leadership of a big team. I did not receive any opportunity like that. So I got like many doubts from you guys, like small or big, small or hard, like that doesn't matter. Some of them are like how to run this for loop, or why this program is not solving, or how do I solve this assignment, like this type of question. Also beside this I got this type of question also, like how this algorithm works, like what's the time complexity, this type of hard question also. So that time I did not actually aware of those type of question. And beside you guys I also learned few things, not few, like many things from you guys also. So I can say this is a great, actually great opportunity for me as well, as a leadership of this CP team. And I also, in the meantime, I met with few juniors who are really great and talented. And I think they can carry forward this coding culture, or I can say this environment in our college. So I hope you guys also apply next time and get selected and carry forward this environment in our college. So that's all I can say. So if you guys have any question, or any, if you want any session, you can always ping me in my WhatsApp or directly call me. So that's all. Thanks for giving me this opportunity, Supratik. Thanks. Gautam, you can move on to the next one.
Yes, thank you, Shogato. Now I'd like to request Shohum to say a few words.
Hello and good all of the people present over here. So in the last year, when the club foundation stone was established by Supratik and the entire core team, it felt like quite exciting to be in the journey, and definitely a really good journey and an experience for me. And I think I tried to come out of my comfort zone, obviously, and also try to like make the people more acquainted with the technologies in the web and app domain. Apart from this, I did like to be member of the Google Cloud, and I believe that I could really make some people enthusiastic about it, and that's it. I believe it was a really great journey till now, and I am open for any of the questions you guys have, or will have in the future. So if at me anytime if you need any help with any of the like technologies. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shohum. Next, I would like to ask Ohun Bondapadhyay to say a few words.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing well and learning well as well. I am Mohan Bandopadhyay. I was the ML and robotics lead for this term 2021 and 22. As all of you know that our we hope that we were able to ignite a spark of learning among you and introduce you to different topics like open source, peer-to-peer learning, teach you something with our workshops and events. As a whole, we are happy to have contributed to your learning process. And I want to thank Supratik for this opportunity that he has given me. Uh, this was the first year that the GDSC clubs was established in our college. It was being tried by our seniors long back. We, that I'm glad to be a part of this team with so much learned colleagues, leads who have learned a lot of things from you people also. Uh, there are so many talented juniors I have met. They are doing very well in their domains they have equipped. Now, coming to my domain, that is ML and robotics, we people are fortunate enough to be born in this era where information is just one click away. We can learn anything from the internet and build a career out. The club, many people, mostly first years and second years, wanted to know how they can start with ML. They had a fear in their mind that how can they learn, that it was a tough topic and they should learn it in their second year or third year. So I have talked with few of them, and I hope that I was able to motivate you people to learn about it. And another thing that I want to say that most of the people I have interacted with, they thought that learning ML is going to be high-end computers or GPUs to do so. But I will tell you one thing that if you want to learn something, you will always find a way. There is so many open source websites and platforms that you can use to learn these topics and be a better self of your. And at last, I will say that happy learning and thank you. You can contact me anytime with your queries on WhatsApp. That's all.
Thank you, Ahunda. Next up, it's me. Um, as I already said my name, so I won't introduce myself again. But firstly, I'd like to thank Shupratik for this opportunity and for choosing me as the PR lead. And I must say that GDSC has given me a lot. I mean, I got to know a lot of people just because of GDSC, just because I was a part of the GDSC PR team. And the PR team at its infancy was completely scattered. I really did not know how to handle it. Even though I was the lead, I was quite confused, like what to do and how to do it. Therefore, I actually got the support from the lead and the other core team members who gave me ideas, like how to do it, how to control it. And I would like to thank them for their contributions, of course. It would have been impossible without you guys, of course. And also, as as I already told you that our team was scattered, but as time passed, our PR team grew, and we could work in proper coordination. And that would have been impossible without the support of each and every team member. So I would like to thank the designers, the content writers, the social media influencers, and the social media managers, and the volunteers for their invaluable support. And that will be all, I guess, about the PR team. Thank you so much. And now that we have heard from the leads, let's hear from our prominent team members. So first up, we have Shaurya Shikhar Ghosh. Shaurya, could you please unmute yourself?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible? Yeah. Yeah, good evening all. So, as you already know that I was the facilitator for this year's Flutter Festivals. To give you an insight on how I got selected, so I started tinkering with Flutter a year ago prior to getting selected for this role, and thanks to Siprotikta, I was selected for this role. And as the facilitator, my primary job was to mostly guide you all throughout the program, as well as conducting and managing the events. And I think we as a team GDSC were somewhat able to convince many of you to try out Flutter. Yes, I would consider that would be that as an achievement on our part, because Flutter as a technology was relatively very unknown in our campus before this. And coming to what this whole event has taught me, I think I got to know the art of networking. I think I got to network with many Flutter GDs who I'm sure will be helping me out a lot in my career later on. And most importantly, it took away my fear of public speaking. And I'd also like to thank this whole GDSC and its core team for providing us with this wonderful platform and an amazing learning experience all throughout this year. And especially our lead, Shupratikda, for always being this supportive. And I'd like to thank you all too for being such an awesome audience in the Flutter Festivals event. And lastly, I'd like to say that let's grow together, as this was one of the principal motives behind the formation of this club in our campus. and I'm eagerly looking forward to next year's GDSC. That was all on my part, and thank you.
Thank you, Shaurya. Next up, we have Sambit Sarkar. Sambit, could you please unmute yourself?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Sambit Sarkar. I'm a first year student at RCCIIT. First of all, I would like to thank Supratikda for giving me a chance to speak in this ceremony, and also all the other co-members for organizing such fun and interactive events in the last year. Currently, I have been a part of this club for 8 months, but these 8 months have nothing short of amazing. I am very thankful for this club as at first when I joined college, all I thought was that there was only like four programming languages, the four main Python, Java, C, C++. My knowledge only was bound to that much. But after joining college, seeing everyone doing something for web development, app development, I was overwhelmed with everything or every knowledge. But after joining this club, every senior, thanking everyone, they helped me to grow in such a way and choose the pathway which I should take and which I should not, how to do this and that, answering my basic questions. And yeah, I know I have been pestering them a lot, but thank you to all. And as Shoroda said, yes, you were able to convince me to try out Flutter, and I am still loving it. Flutter is an amazing tool. Uh, that's why I think I will be growing, learning more and more about Flutter, and I hope that Shoroda and every one of you will help me in growing more and more so that it could be also a part of my future. At last, I would like to thank every other member of the club that helped me to learn and grow so much and expand my horizon other than just those coding languages and into this the world of development and technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Sambit. Next up, we have Bartik Maiti. Bartik, could you please unmute yourself? Chai
Hello
please.
everyone. Hello everyone. I'm Murti Maiti. So, also before I start, I would like to thank Supratik Da for giving me this opportunity to speak here. So, before I joined this college, like I used, and during the pandemic, when the pandemic broke out, everything got online, and like I also went online and started on Discord. So that was my journey. Then on programming, then I saw Discord bots where you can write simple codes to do some automated stuff. But I used to write small bots, and it wasn't that much great. Then I started playing a bot named Anigame, and used to play it a lot, build a community with it, and suddenly there was a requirement for me to make a bot to manage the whole community, and not just my community but other communities. A bot that can manage communities of an Anigame. So I built a bot, got it verified, joined various servers, but it was still lacking the part of like security and all those stuff. It was breaking out randomly, and that was the point when I joined this college and club. And as I joined, I was overwhelmed by seeing like there are so much things, and I was also interested about like cybersecurity at first. Um, hello, hello, hello,
Hello, you're audible.
hello,
Don't
hello,
worry.
hello.
Hello.
Acha, acha. So at first, I was more interested about cybersecurity, and during that time, Shohitda actually spoke up to me and said like, "Have you tried CTF?" And I was like, "No, I haven't tried." Then I tried with him a lot. Cybersecurity was a bit boring for me during that time, but yes, I learned a lot of stuff like memory management and like how the memory leaks can happen and break your bot. I fixed it a lot. I fixed the bot about it's 90% currently fixed, and yes, and because of GDSC, my community is now a bit stable, and learned a lot about programming. And also thank you to Sohamda who helped me a lot uh, when I got stuck. Like during the last week, I went to a hackathon and he helped me a lot to get a permission so that I can go and participate in Pune offline. And thank you again to every member of the club and everyone who helped me during this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Bartik. With all that being said and done, I would like to hand over the session to our GDSC lead, the one who started the club and brought us all together, Shupratik Chakraborty. All over to you, Shupratik.
All right. Thanks a lot, Gautami, and everyone on the panel for hosting this and taking it so far. But firstly, it's very odd to see so many people on the panel because it's usually just me and one or two other people. So yeah, it feels less lonely now, seeing so many people on the panel. Today it's a bit of a surreal feeling for me as well, because it's probably my last time addressing all of you as the GDSC lead. But I noticed the chat is awfully quiet today. So since everyone is talking about their experiences with the club, I'd like to hear from some of you in the chat. How was your experience being a part of this club? Rajushi says it was an OP experience. Some more replies, come on, let's see. All right, I think a lot of people in the chat are shy today. That's fine. The sentiment comes across, so that's good. Well, I'll just take a minute to talk about my own experience. I myself come from a non-CSE background. I took biology in high school, and when I came into this college, as was the experience with a lot of other people, there were no tech communities, right? And the curriculum that we were being taught in the college was and still is, and probably is going to be for a long time, way out of date, right? So the only answer was self-learning. And every self-learner will relate to this, that when you try to learn something by yourself, what you need the most are three things: exposure, connections, and inspiration. And these are three things that can only be brought about by a flourishing community, sort of like the one we have right now. So back then, what I did was I ended up joining the developer student clubs at Netaji Subhash Engineering College in our city. And there I attended some of their events and I learned about this whole DSC initiative. And I met some amazing people, including Rajita Di, who was their lead at that point of time. And she helped me a lot with my application as well when I was applying to be chosen as a DSC lead. Since then, I think we've all come a long way. Now, whenever I look at the Discord chat or talk to some of my juniors, I hear them talking about different technologies, development, hackathons, open source. These are conversations that did not happen all that much when I joined the college. So there is this wind of change, and I'd like to think that the club has something to do with it. So when I look back and when I'm asked what did I gain by being a member of this global community, being a GDSC lead, the first thing that would come to my mind is connections, right? The network that I got to build. I got the opportunity to interact with some of the leaders in tech, if I put it bluntly. I got to interact with Erica, who's leading the whole Google Developer Student Club's initiative on a global level. I got to meet David, who is a senior software engineer who works out of Google HQ, and I got to meet Devin Joshi, of course, and many other GDs who were and weren't on the panel in the sessions that were conducted by us. And all of these people that I've met as a part of my association with this program, they've all provided me with some sort of insight in their own way, whatever they were good at. So I've imbibed all of that. And now I'm a different person, right? I've grown as a person as a result of that. And that's why I think there are so many people for me to thank today. And if I start thanking them all by name, we're going to be here for a long time. But to name a few, I'd like to thank the core team who have been there since like day one. Even before we made this club official, the core team has been there. Our principal sir and Arup sir, who's a faculty advisor, he really helps get some permissions and get our club an official sanction to start operating. And of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of you, because I always think of GDSC as not just a club. I think of it as a movement, right? And a movement only keeps going on as long as there are people supporting it. And I think we've got some amazing support. We've from all the first years, the second years, who've been a part of this club for a long, long time. And that's why we've grown so much, I think. And as I come to the end of my little speech, if there's one message that I would like to leave all of you with, it's this: that we're all on an amazing journey, and the journey is better when you have people to share it with. So that's all from my side, I would say. And thank you for joining, and peace out.
That will be all for today's session. Thank you, everyone. You guys can start dropping off.